What if the love you think you're giving your cat is actually pushing them further away? What if every gesture, every touch, every moment you thought was affection was actually building an invisible wall between you? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your cat might not hate you in the way humans hate, but they might resent you. They might feel unsafe around you. They might have quietly decided that you're not someone they can trust. And the worst part? You might never have noticed. Cats don't slam doors or raise their voices. They don't write breakup letters or storm out dramatically. Instead, they withdraw. They disappear into themselves. They create distance so subtle, so gradual, that by the time you realize something's wrong, the bond you thought you had is already frayed beyond recognition. Today, we're going to explore 5 signs your cat is trying to tell you something's broken between you. These aren't just behaviors. They're distress signals written in a language most people never learn to read. Let's uncover them one painful truth at a time. Sign 1. The vanishing act. Your cat used to greet you at the door. They used to curl up beside you on the couch, purr on your lap, follow you from room to room like a soft-footed shadow. But lately, they've disappeared. Not physically, they're still in the house. But emotionally, spiritually, they're gone. When you enter a room, they leave. When you call their name, they don't even flick an ear. They've chosen the farthest corner of the house, the darkest closet, the highest shelf anywhere that puts distance between your presence and their peace. To them, you've become unpredictable. Maybe you grabbed them too roughly once. Maybe you interrupted their sleep one too many times. Maybe your energy, loud, chaotic, overwhelming, has turned your home into a place where they can't relax, so they retreat. They vanish into the margins of your life, hoping you won't find them. Behavioral scientists call this spatial avoidance, and it's one of the most telling signs of chronic stress in cats. When a cat deliberately removes themselves from their human's vicinity, it's not independence, it's self-preservation. This isn't a cat being aloof. This is a cat who's decided that being near you costs too much. Sign 2. The ears that never face you. Watch your cat's ears the next time you're in the same room. Do they swivel toward you when you speak? Do they track your movements with curiosity, affection, or even mild interest? Or do they stay locked forward, sideways, or flattened back anywhere but toward you? A cat's ears are emotional antennae. When they love you, when they trust you, those ears will orient toward your voice like flowers turning toward the sun. But when they've lost faith in you, when your presence has become something to endure rather than enjoy, their ears tell the story their face won't. To them, tuning you out is a survival mechanism. If they don't listen, they can't be disappointed. If they don't respond, they can't be hurt. It's a quiet form of emotional shutdown, and it's heartbreaking because it means they've stopped hoping you'll understand them. Feline communication experts have found that cats who consistently avoid auditory engagement with their primary caregiver show elevated cortisol levels, the stress hormone that floods the body during perceived threats. Your voice, once a source of comfort, has become background noise. Or worse, a warning signal. When your cat's ears no longer turn toward you, it's not indifference. It's resignation. Sign 3. The tail that never rises. You walk into the room, and your cat's tail stays low, flat against the floor. Maybe it twitches at the tip, sharp and agitated, like a rattlesnake's warning. Or maybe it tucks beneath their body entirely, disappearing as though they wish they could disappear with it. A raised tail high, proud, with a gentle curve at the top is the universal sign of a happy, confident cat. It's their way of saying, "I'm glad you're here." But when that tail stays down, when it never lifts in your presence, you're seeing something much darker. A cat who doesn't feel safe around you. To them, you've become a source of tension. Maybe you move too quickly. Maybe your hands are too rough. Maybe you've ignored their boundaries so many times that they've stopped believing you'll ever respect them. And so, the tail stays low. A white flag of surrender, a silent plea to be left alone. Studies on feline body language reveal that tail position is one of the most accurate predictors of a cat's emotional state. A chronically lowered tail in the presence of a specific person indicates not just discomfort, but learned helplessness, the psychological state where an animal has given up trying to change their circumstances. When your cat's tail never rises for you, it's not shyness. It's defeat. Sign 4. The aggression you didn't earn. Your cat hisses when you walk by. They swat at your hand when you reach out to pet them. They bite not playfully, not gently, but with intention, with anger. And you stand there, confused, hurt, wondering what you did wrong. Here's the truth. You did something wrong. Maybe not in that moment, but in 1,000 small moments leading up to it. You crossed a boundary. You ignored a signal. You touched when they didn't want to be touched, held when they wanted to run, played when they needed rest. And now, after trying every subtle way to tell you to stop, they've resorted to the only language they think you'll understand: aggression. To them, this isn't cruelty. It's self-defense. It's the last line of communication before they give up on you entirely. They're saying, "I've tried everything else. Will you listen now?" Veterinary behaviorists identify this as redirected aggression or frustration-induced aggression, and it almost always stems from a breakdown in trust. Cats don't lash out because they're mean. They lash out because they feel cornered, overwhelmed, or repeatedly violated in ways their human refuses to acknowledge. When your cat becomes aggressive toward you, it's not hate. It's desperation. Sign 5. The eyes that look right through you. You lock eyes with your cat, hoping for that slow, loving blink, the one that says, "I trust you. I love you." But instead, their pupils narrow. Their gaze hardens. Or worse, they look right through you as though you're not even there. As though you're furniture, a ghost in your own home. Eye contact is sacred in the world of cats. A soft gaze, a slow blink, it's the highest form of affection they can offer. But when a cat stares at you with wide, unblinking eyes or refuses to meet your gaze at all, something profound has broken. To them, you've become unpredictable, unsafe, someone whose intentions they can no longer read. And so they either watch you with hypervigilance, every muscle tensed for flight, or they erase you from their awareness entirely, refusing to acknowledge that you exist. Research into feline cognition shows that cats form deep emotional bonds based on predictability and safety. When those bonds fracture, the first thing to disappear is eye contact. It's their way of saying, "I don't recognize you anymore. You're not who I thought you were." When your cat won't look at you with love, it's not indifference. It's grief. If you recognized even one of these signs, don't panic. And please, don't blame yourself too harshly. The beautiful thing about cats is that they're incredibly forgiving if you're willing to change. If you're willing to listen, start small. Respect their space. Watch their body language. Speak softly, move gently. Let them come to you instead of reaching for them. Rebuild trust one quiet moment at a time. Because the bond you thought was broken? It's not gone. It's just waiting for you to prove you're worthy of it again. Which of these signs have you noticed in your own cat? Have you felt that distance growing between you? Share your story in the comments below. Let's help each other become the humans our cats deserve. If this opened your eyes to something you've been missing, give this video a like, subscribe to Cat Class for more insights into the mysterious, beautiful language of cats. And most importantly, go give your cat a chance to forgive you, because they're still hoping you will. Your cat's heart isn't closed. It's just guarded. And with patience, with love, with understanding, you can find your way back in.